Hi everyone, Beth O'Connor here, wanting to show you the new lot info program. We just held a webinar that had some audio difficulties, so I thought I would record a short overview so you can get right on it. And here's how you're going to get to lot info. You're going to go right through Stratus. I'm going in through New Stratus. Starting next week, you'll be able to access the lot info in old Stratus as well, but right now that is not active. So you can just go right from any listing by going to its public record. So I'm going to open up this property. And at the top, you have the link for public record. And you'll see now you have, as you did before, but it'll take you now to the lot info, this tax map link at the top. We've had this for Queens and Brooklyn for a few years now, and they've updated it and added property data for Nassau and Suffolk as well. So I can just click right on the tax map, and it will open up to that specific property. So this is a look at the lot info program, and it's identified that particular property. I can put the house numbers on by clicking this icon here. If I hover over it, you'll see it says house number. So now it's identified 236, and we can get more detail over here on the side for that particular property by opening and closing each one of these segments here. So you have owner information, building, tax value. It'll be different what you see over here depending on whether there's been any recent sales, or if in Queens and Brooklyn there's permits on the property, you're going to see different information over here. We don't have the same information for all 4 counties. All right. So to identify this property, I'm going to click this I button up here so it turns yellow. And then I come down to my property and I click right on it. So then you could click on a different property to identify that. Anything you want. Use your map icons here to navigate. If you hover over, you'll see we're in the standard road view. You can automatically switch between road and bird's eye by choosing this middle one. And then the bird's eye, of course, select that. You'll remember that that's an actual aerial photograph. Okay, so you can change back and forth whenever you need to. Go back to road view. And when you're in bird's eye, you can use the compass here to look at all 4 sides of the property. So let me show you how you could search for a different property once you've opened the program. You can click on address, and I'll show you one in Nassau County. It's pretty forgiving when you do your searching. You'll see the examples here. I don't even have to put the zip code. I just hit search. And now lot info just takes me right to that particular property with the information over here on the side. Now, you can collapse this to get this out of your way using that arrow. You can just move that or bring it back. It just collapses and opens, reopens. You can expand all of these different segments by clicking on Expand All. So now they'll all be open. You won't have to click to open them up. Okay? And then Close All will just collapse all of those different segments. Notice you have these icons here at the top also. So right now we have Identify turned on. You see it's yellow. And we have the house numbers turned on. That's yellow also. If I click on the $sign here, that's for sales data. So it tells me any recent sales in the last 6 years. Now to figure out what the colors mean, you're going to come over to this icon here at the top called Legend. When I turn the legend on, it tells me that the yellows were 2013, and we have 6 years going back to 2008. So that's this one sold in 2010, I believe. Yep, 2010. It tells us in the sales data there. Okay, so the legend will help you with that. I can turn it off again, and then we have permits for Queens and Brooklyn only here. You're not going to have any permit information for Nassau and Suffolk. And I have not heard any information about whether we will be getting that. But also, you do have the land use. This icon right here is to turn on your land use so you can tell whether it's a single-family home, a multifamily, a commercial building, a piece of vacant land. And again, your legend is what's going to tell you what all of those things mean. Okay? And you can turn those things off at any time. Now, you also have something called layers here. This icon looks like pieces of paper on top of each other. So in Nassau and Suffolk, the only layers you're going to have are school district. In Queens and Brooklyn, you have quite a few other layers, such as police district, fire district, congressional district, things like that. I'll show you that when we do a Queens property. So when I turn on the school district, I don't see anything yet. I've got to zoom out and see the yellow boundaries of the school district. So now I'm starting to see, this is Levittown schools here. You're going to see actually where it says Levittown. It'll identify the schools. This, I believe, is Island Trees, even though it just says Island. And over here would be the Plain Edge School District. Okay, so you just have those boundaries there. All right, so you can turn off the school district boundary layers by just reopening that layers icon and clicking on Turn Off All Layers. All right, let's go back to our property here. I'm just going to zoom out. If I can find it. There it is. Put it right in the middle and zoom back in. You can use either the slider to zoom in and out or the plus and the minus sign. Okay. You have a measuring tool also up here. It looks like a ruler, and it allows you to measure distance. So if you want to know the distance from, Hempstead Turnpike to this house, you click into the house. Then you come up here. Let's see if I can drag the map down a little bit. I'm going to cancel that. Just erase what I've done. I have an eraser here, which makes it very convenient. So I'm going to pull down, and let's try that measure again. So we want to know the distance from this property right here to this property here, and you double-click when you're finished. Not quite sure why it didn't erase all of that. Let me see if I can do that way. There we go. Up to Hempstead Turnpike, double-click when you're done. And it tells us that's 743 feet there. Okay? You also have up here an icon, a little overview map, and it just shows you what kind of where you are. If you're zoomed in, you can kind of get a sense of where on the map you are, right? So that's this right here. You also have help up here at the top right. It's a question mark, and there is a full manual for the lot info program telling you how to use all of these functions showing you today. So let me show you two last things. I want to show you the FEMA flood maps. So we're going to do a new search here. I'm going to do a property in Suffolk County that's on the water. It's in Sayville. I click search. And there it identifies the property. You can see the water is right there. So if I go to this link up here, this chain link, let me just turn off my measure tool. There we go. This here, external links, in Nassau and Suffolk, the only link you'll have is the FEMA flood map. In Queens and Brooklyn, you'll have links also to the ACRIS program, the New York City.gov website, the Finance Department website, where you can get more property information. So a lot of links for Queens and Brooklyn, but for Nassau and Suffolk, it's just to the FEMA flood map. So if I click on that FEMA flood map there, I'm not getting, let me just try that one more time. Let me just identify this property. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. There we go. Identify it, and now we will try our FEMA flood map. Okay, there we go. So to view the flood map, you're going to just look right at the word view here, And then this show LOMC, it's just a report telling you the dates of the flood maps and when any updates have been done. So I'm going to click on View, and that will open the FEMA program. So once you get here, you're really out of the lot info program and Stratus. And it does operate kind of slowly, but you can zoom in by using their buttons right here. You just click zoom in, and each time you click, it'll get closer into the map. All right? But it does take time, so you're going to want to be patient with the FEMA flood maps. Okay? And lastly, let me just show you a Queens property and review some of that. I'm going to look at 7141 Juneau Street, and that's in Forest Hills. Oops. Click search, and you can see it's just it dropped me right on it. If the property isn't outlined darker than the others, you need to actually click on it, and that will identify and give you the details over here on the side here. So you can see we're at 7141 Juneau Street. And you can see we have more property information than we did in Nassau and Suffolk for the Queens and Brooklyn properties. So you have permits. This property does have a permit and also has had a recent sale in 2010. And you can turn on the sales data again, just like we did before, by using that. You can turn it off by clicking it again. You can look at the properties with permits by clicking on the tools there. And it tells you what type of permit it has. This has a plumbing permit, this particular property. So I can see that down here in the legend. So if your legend isn't turned on, just turn that on there. So I'm going to turn the permits off. And now I'm going to turn on the land use so that I can see whether these are single-family homes or multi-family homes, etc. And again, your legend is going to give you those details. Turn that off. And you'll see under layers for Queens and Brooklyn, there's quite a bit more than you had in Nassau and Suffolk, which was just school districts. So you could see the fire company districts. I'm going to highlight that, and then I'll just zoom and see the boundaries of the fire districts, etc. And you can just turn off your layers by going back in there and clicking on Turn Off Layers. All right. Your external links here take you to ACRIS and the New York City Department of Buildings, Department of Finance, other type planning information, and of course your FEMA flood maps, if that applies, would be under that link as well. Lastly, I just want to show you the filter. So this option here, I have to zoom in just a little bit before I can use the filter. Oops, let's go this way. Okay. And so what I'm going to do now is the filter, and I'm going to ask for all of the properties with more than 2 units. So we'll do greater than 2. Click on Apply Filter. And it will identify any properties, the one we were just on, which is a multifamily. You can see the outlines here. So this one up here, 150, is a multifamily. Let's go over here to the side and check our zoning. This is an R32. Check your building information. You can see mixed residential and commercial is this particular property right here. Okay, so information through the filter, and you can just cancel the filter by reopening it and hitting clear here. But you can filter by pretty much any of these fields here that are on your list, so you can do quite a bit. And in the future, when you click View Result, you'll be able to take that filtered data over to Excel. It's not functioning right now, so I'm not going to show it to you, but I'll just show you how to clear this. Okay, and we're back to all of our properties viewing here. All right, I just want to show you one other way you can get to the lot info program from Stratus. You can get there, as I showed you first, right through the tax map link on any property, or from Stratus if you just go to the main menu for public records and go to this Links tab here. You can go to the lot info tax map searches here by just clicking on the county you'd like to have. All right? So again, there is help for lot info. The top right corner, you'll see the question mark. And if you have questions on it, you can call customer service 631-661-4800, extension 11. I'll give you that again, 631-661-4800, extension 11. Or you can email them, customerservice@mlsli.com. That's customerservice@mlsli.com. So they'll be able to answer your questions on this program and will help you learn how to use it. So thank you, everybody, for joining me today. And I hope you enjoy using the new lot info program.